guys, welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly and I make art related content here on YouTube. In today's video, I'm going to be finishing the last page in this Strathmore sketchbook that I have been working in since 2017. So that makes it, I think, 5 years. Yep, about 5 years for me to complete this sketchbook. So this is a Strathmore 400 series watercolor sketchbook, and I will leave it linked in the video description if you want to check this one out. I'd say it's a pretty decent sketchbook, and I'm not really 100% sure why it took me so long to fill this one up. I feel like I just had like a lot of projects on at the time, and there was a lot of Inktober stuff, and I'm still working on my Inktober 2020 project. So, I mean, I think I just really got distracted. And I'm one of those people that tends to work in more than one sketchbook at a time. So I'm assuming that had something to do with it. But anyway, on to the spread. For this last page, I wanted a very simple landscape that didn't have a bunch of details and something that would just look nice at the end of the sketchbook, a nice little pop of color, a nice little simple good night, goodbye to the sketchbook. So I went on to Unsplash in the app and just found like a really nice simple little landscape for me to paint and end this with, something that wouldn't take like an absurd amount of time to like have like a nice decent page for the last one. So I found a simple landscape, and I actually pulled out my gouache for this one because I haven't used gouache in so long. I feel like I've been just like working in ink nonstop, and I just really wanted a different type of medium and a more like opaque medium to work with today. And the brand of gouache that I'm using is the Holbein Artist's Gouache. There's like a little set of 18 colors that I bought a couple years ago, and they are light fast and high quality and everything like that. So they were really, really nice to work with. Though I did have to teach myself to use gouache again, which, you know, because it's kind of like the opposite of watercolor, in the sense that texture-wise, and the lights ended up drying darker and then the darks ended up drying lighter. So it took me a minute to get a sense of the correct tones that I wanted. So that was definitely a learning experience, and I'm going to definitely have to use these more often because this was a lot of fun. Also, I apologize if I sound stuffed up. I took my Claritin like 8 hours ago, and for some reason I'm just still so congested, and I'm doing my best to get through this allergy season without having to have any sniffles in my videos, and it just doesn't seem to be working for me, unfortunately. I do have to say though that I am really starting to enjoy working in sketchbooks again, though I think it will be easier for me if I do pick a theme, because the only other sketchbook I've been able to fill up was the handmade one that I did my Inktober 2021 project in, and it was, you know, small enough to where like the pieces weren't overwhelming, and I picked a theme, and it was so much easier to fill up when the sketchbook had a theme. Like, for some reason I felt like nothing I wanted to create was like appropriate for the sketchbook, or maybe it was just so chaotic that you know, it didn't feel like I was accomplishing something. I mean, and it's not really one of those things where you feel like you have to accomplish something by the end of the sketchbook. I mean, most of them are just kind of like experimental and, you know, trying things out and testing products and things like that. But I do find that I enjoy working in a sketchbook more when there's kind of like a theme, and just because it's easier to come up with ideas and things to draw instead of just kind of like studying in a sense, because I feel like this was like my experimental slash like I'd studied in this one, which wasn't bad, but I feel like I would have did better if I have had like a specific theme to study in this sketchbook, if that makes any sense. I also found it really helpful during Inktober to finish that sketchbook because like I had all of the supplies that I use, like I didn't have to think, just the supplies were there and the subject matter was there and I just got to work. This one, for some reason, I always overthought, like when I was trying to work in the sketchbook, like that doesn't really go, but like it doesn't really matter if like one page went with another, especially with the sketchbook because it was so mismatched that I can't believe I didn't finish it sooner. But I mean, to be fair, I wasn't really working in sketchbooks at the time, and this has just been sitting around for 5 years, which is a little sad for me. So I just wanted to use like the rest of this video as kind of like a catch up, what's going on kind of situation, because I know a lot of you were expecting a new studio tour if you were on my community tab and you saw that I was, we had moved and I was setting up my new studio space and all of that. So what had happened was we bought the house next to us. We decided to invest in some real estate. We have special needs children. We don't know what the adult situation is going to be like. So we thought it would be a great idea to buy the house next door to us to kind of extend our property and be close to our kids as they grow older. So we moved into the new house and we decided to remodel the old one. And originally I had set up the new studio in one of the extra bedrooms over there. But the problem is that though the living areas and the kitchen and the dining room was a lot bigger than the previous house, the bedrooms and the storage situation and the closets and everything was a lot smaller. So it turns out that we need the room that I put my temporary studio in as more storage / pantry / things like that. So what we decided to do was turn the master bedroom in the old house into my dream studio. So that is what I have been in the process of doing. And I am currently building and priming and mudding and doing all of those things to just kind of get my dream studio space set up. And I've always wanted a place that, regardless of how many followers or how much money I make or whatever, it's basically my space. Like the husband has his garage to go to, the kids have their rooms. Like it's just a place where I can have my art stuff, my books, my sewing stuff, my yarn, like just a place for all of my stuff and a place that I can go and work and enjoy the quiet. So that is what I am in the process of building, and I cannot wait to show you guys the end result. And I will be filming that and showing that to you very soon. Like I'm actually at the old house now to record this voiceover because I didn't have time during the day while the kids were at school today, and my studio at the new house is right next to my son's bedroom, and his TV is obnoxiously loud, and I thought it was going to be quieter and all of that stuff, but it's not working out the way I had planned it. So it's just going to be better building the new studio in a place where nobody's living in, so I have, quiet to record and do all the things that need to be done. I would like to film a couple classes, like talking head videos, things like that. So long story short, I'm moving studios again, and hopefully it's going to be a lot better and a lot quieter for me to record the things that I need to record and, do more of where you can, see me and see my face and connect with me and things like that. And it'll also be a way better place to do live streams, which is why I haven't been live streaming lately, because everything is just so loud and obnoxious. And in the old studio, it was in an extra room off the kitchen, and the furnace was in there. So when the furnace would turn on, it was like we were in an airplane engine, and it was just so obnoxiously loud and ridiculous. So yes, we are moving studios again, and I will show you that process later down the road. I am also in the process of doing some more magical shit sketches and trying to get that zine project finished. So I'm hoping my deadline for that is like the middle of August. I would like to get that the project done, so I have the last 2 weeks of August to set up the zine, digitally, and get the files all sorted so I can get it to the printer by September, so I have enough time to have it in my shop by October, because I'm really, really excited to finish that project and get that done, because I feel just like all this guilt for not having that done already. So I'm sketching and laying out the last pages of that, and so you'll be seeing those soon. Those are coming back. The giveaway is still happening, and that project will be finished because I'm so proud of it, even though I took a long break. It wasn't supposed to be that long. It was just supposed to be a little break while I did Inktober 2021, and then I was supposed to go back to it, but then we moved right after that. So it's just been a lot of moving and trying to get things sorted and figured out. And I think that's one of the dilemmas about moving, because you move and you get stuff set up the way you think you're going to want it, and then you get in the space and you start moving around and living in it, and you're just like, wait a minute, this is not how I need this room set up, this is not how I need my kitchen set up, and it becomes a thing. And you really appreciate what you where you moved from, because all your stuff was sorted and it was in the places that you needed it. So I think that's one of the hardest parts about moving, is that you never really know how you're going to want and where you're going to want certain things. I also haven't, I don't know if it's temporary or not, but currently I'm just kind of not messing with Instagram or Facebook at the current time, because it feels like no matter what I do, how often I post, if I post reels or not, there's no growth, and it takes so much creative energy out of me to keep up with those things that, I haven't been enjoying it lately, and I'm not sure if I'm going to go back to it or not. If I do, I don't think I'm going to have the apps on my phone. I think I'm going to keep them on my iPad and just kind of post from there. So I'm not scrolling as much. Basically taking a little detox from the other platforms currently. I'm still kind of on TikTok. I upload a new TikTok every week, but I'm not killing myself on that platform either. I'm just really kind of focusing on the evergreen content and stuff that's more valuable. I don't know. I'm just very unsatisfied with Instagram and Facebook and social media, and I don't really see YouTube as kind of a social media platform. I feel like it's more like an entertainment / education app. I don't think of it as social media. And I also really prefer the community on YouTube instead of the very short silly comments you get on Instagram and things like that. I prefer the community on YouTube, so that's where I'm focusing my energy. And I'm going to also be putting a lot of my energy into my website, and just kind of using my website as an Instagram type of situation. So I don't have to deal with algorithms and things like that, because honestly, I just feel like social media was killing my creativity. And so I just kind of quit. A lot of it was if you didn't trend things, you wouldn't do well. And I'm not one of those people that likes to trend things. I've never been to follow the trend kind of person. And I feel like there was no originality at the end of it. And you know what I mean? I didn't know what kind of reel or TikTok to make. So I would just kind of do what the other artists were doing. And then that results in just repetitive content. And it's not who I am as a person. I didn't think that I don't like it. So, and when I get off of Instagram, I don't feel good. When I get off of YouTube, at the very least, I feel inspired, I feel calm, I feel like I've at least learned a little something that I didn't know before, or I found a book that I want to add to my TBR. Like, it's just a way more enjoyable platform for me. So I think that's where I'm going to be focusing my energy from now on. And, you know, like blog posts and things like that, and tutorials, and maybe make some little classes and whatnot. But that's where we are. That's the catch up. And here are some close-ups of my very last sketchbook spread. I hope you guys enjoyed the new filming process that I was using today. And there will be a brand new sketchbook tour of this sketchbook very soon. And there should be another premiere this weekend. So I hope to see you then. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one.